for the Lizards. Greg Paskoljian, a healthy scratch. He went last night on the island. And here we go. Rack with the first face-off win, pushes it forward. And we get to see the Lizards settle in offensively with a loaded attack of Mark Matthews, Rob Pennell, and Dylan Malloy. And Matthews can't corral it. It's an early turnover for New York.
We're buzzing. Have one.
This is Rylan Reese pushing in transition, a quick shot, and a save by Kaut.
I think what's going to be interesting early is the impact of last night's game. Okay, is New York more organized? Are they game ready? Does that competition carry over? Or are they sore, tired, and sloppy? Meanwhile, Boston hasn't played yet, so there's a little bit of a disadvantage schematically.
And this offense that is led by the attack of Malloy, Pennell, and Matthews. Tough night last night against Denver. They ran into a hot goalie. You were there, and Dylan Ward, but shot 3 for 25 and also had 10 turnovers combined. Kevin Crowley, he leads his first midfield for New York. Behind to Pennell. Gets the goal line. That question mark off the pipe and rings it.
Get there.
McNally's able to run it out, and they'll keep possession.
I think Rob Pennell's sitting on a big game tonight.
He's not used to having a goose egg at the scoring total very often. This is Nicky Galasso backing down. Slide coming, looks inside for Crowley. They can't connect. Fahey there for the ground ball.
Get over, Zach. Get over, Zach. One here, you got one here. Here goes Eddie.
Morocco up and out.
Here goes Eddie.
And Boston will settle in for their first 6-on-6 possession here. Attack of Connor O'Hara. Fun storyline for tonight, or this evening. B.J. O'Hara, head coach of the New York Lizards. His son, Connor O'Hara, playing in only his second professional game, a member of the Boston Cannons. Shalin Rogers with the ball now for Boston, along with Kyle Jackson.
This midfield line, you must produce tonight, Evan.
Saved by Cal. Loose ball picked up by New York. It's Alex Spring, former Bucknell Bison, talented midfielder. And we're still scoreless here as we creep towards 12 minutes to play in this first quarter. As you mentioned, New York, 11-9 losers last night to the Denver Outlaws. Full weekend of Major League Lacrosse. 2 games tomorrow. Here's Dylan Malloy. Fights through a check but can't find the cage.
He takes a pounding, 4 and white, turning the corner to pay dirt. It is smash mouth lacrosse like he's a fullback in football.
Pennell off the pick, behind to Galasso. Back to Pennell, inside, what a no-look feed, but a stop by Morocco. Goalie plays strong early on both ends. There's Zed Williams, talented transitional midfielder, but loses his stick.
Yard sale in Quincy, the first on a Saturday in June.
Perfect setting for a farmer's market.
A little nippy, but
it is brisk. More fall vegetables.
I mean, off the record, I'd say this is the second coldest Major League Lacrosse game that I've ever covered.
He's covered them all, folks.
San Francisco, Kezar Stadium, back when the fog rolled in.
Left side of your screen, back checks galore. Zed Williams got to pick it up. Here's Crowley, the big body with the invert. Quickly draws 2. Everybody leaves him, but Morocco's there for the save. Malloy with the loose ball push. Inside. Morocco with a couple strong stops early in this one, and we're still scoreless.
Crowley was almost shocked that the defense ran away from him, assuming that the double was there.
Dylan, Rob says chill.
Here's Kyle Jackson matched up with Romano. Challen Rogers shot out of a cannon. Back to Jackson. Now Cockerton has it. Big lefty wants it. Romano with the back check. Sun's starting to creep through here in Quincy. Is it Quincy or Quincy? I feel like I'm hearing Quincy.
It's the accent.
Cockerton! Fantastic finish inside. Cannons take the early lead.
Magic in his wand is Cockerton. Left-handed player through and through. He couldn't go right on a green arrow. But that time, twirling, spinning, and then a little head and shoulder fake for the deposit. Big goal. First in franchise history in this stadium with their new gorgeous video board.
Cockerton, a sneaky 60-plus point season in 2018.
It's a lot.
7th season in Major League Lacrosse. Has been a member of the Ohio Machine, Boston Cannons, both those organizations last year. Rochester Rattlers when they were in Rochester. He's always seemed to find a home because he can light up a scoreboard. Brian Van Borgen. Bargain, excuse me. Back to Pinnell. He's matched up with Hooper. Now, still looking for first goal in 2019, and Morocco's up to the task.
Cockerton, unassisted at 9:35.
So, Morocco early, Quentin, this game, seemingly dialed in.
Yeah, he was good on that one. You know, angle play is critical on those severe wing shots.
And this is a second look at that last goal from Mark Cockerton, knifing through a defense.
Here we go, Daddy.
Zed Williams backing down on Alex Spring. Slide comes. Jackson tries to go near side on Cal.
47 in blue, Jackson is really elusive. Terrific shake and first step. It's another look at the goal from a handheld down low angle.
O'Hara barreling through. And it's a shot clock violation along with a crease violation from Con O'Hara. Just a great turnout for what is a community thrilled to have the Boston Cannons here and the improvements made to what has been a community stadium for a number of years. Scout looks ahead. Lizards finding some transitional opportunities. Unterstein uncorks one, but it's high and wide.
They didn't get many of those transition opportunities last night in that loss to Denver because too often they're subbing on and off. You know, they don't have true blue two-way middies.
Here's Pinnell darting behind as now he has Scudin in his gloves. Matthews, a quick releaser, swallowed up by Morocco. Nothing doing for New York early offensively.
Creating a hot goalie again tonight.
There's Tim Barber, excuse me, Edwards. That shot's deflected. New York's able to pick it up and move it out. It's Justin Pugal.
We were talking earlier, Evan, that's critical. Those one-shot possessions, one-attempt possessions where the defense can clean up the trash, get the ball up and out. You think those are difference makers in terms of analytics?
I do. I think as a defense, if you can, whether it's as a netminder, clean saves, up and out, or picking up any loose ball, we've seen as these offensive players expand their game, they take advantage of those unsettled situations really well. New York in the zone. Brian Van Bargen. This is his second midfield line. 6 midfielders tonight for B.J. O'Hara, and Rob Pinnell settles behind. Going up against former teammate Michael Scudin. Sweeps top side.
You got to be willing to move for Pinnell, and too many white jerseys are standing around and overanalyzing and overthinking. Just cut and then recut and pop and replace and keep moving.
So it's a shot clock violation for New York, and they're still scoreless here as we creep towards 5 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Suffered their first loss of the season last night, 11-9 at home against the Denver Outlaws. Will take on the Atlanta Blaze tomorrow. Chesapeake Bayhawks head to Dallas to take on the Rattlers. Denoff behind the Sands, who's been quiet. That shot pass is deflected by Spring. 20 on the shot clock for Cockerton. Jackson saved by Cow.
Nice stop by Cowd. He comes up firing, but nothing doing in terms of an aggressive breakout.
Malloy, Pinnell, and Matthews make up the bulk of the offensive firepower, along with Crowley, who has the ball right now up top for New York. This is Kevin McNally, second-year midi out of Mercy College. And Nicky Galasso, 5 in white. Sets a screen for McNally. Over to Crowley, a bouncer. Saved by Morocco. Not sure about the quality of shots in this first quarter for New York. Rylan Reese. It is odd seeing 17 in red and blue, and it not being Brody Merrill.
You got to pack that jersey up and put it on mothballs for a couple of years.
And give us some time to transition. As Denoff dodges down the lane behind the Sands. Hounded by Ben Randall. Gets inside, but Cal gets a piece of it. Cockerton can't finish.
Numbers here, potential.
Bertram's hustling in. Trailer. One more to Matthews, and he stings the corner. Mark Matthews finally gets New York on the board, and we're tied at 1.
Silence in Quincy.
It's Quincy.
I like this goal. You can see this coming a mile away on the outlet. This was a brilliant trail pass right here to the far side. You get a one more down low, and Matthews off the schneid. Really love that pass by Steven Romano, the Hofstra alum who played well. As you look at the goal scorer, I mean, last night, just subway pickpocketing, highway robbery, any way you put it. Dylan Ward was outstanding against Matthews.
Well, and you were describing to the guys in front of the locker room about an hour ago about how unconventional Ward's style is, and even for a guy like Matthews who knows him from their time in the World Games playing together for Team Canada and Kevin Crowley, it's just still really difficult to deal with his high arc.
Yeah, outside shots, he plays on the goal line. Mid-range is when he was coming on a super high arc. Evan, it was so high, he was outside the crease a couple times. This is on shots from, let's say, 6 to 10 yards. And then from the inside, once again, he's back on his line, going pipe to pipe. So from the shooter, for those mid-range shots, when you think you have the goalie dead to rights, he was dictating the terms of combat.
Changes your frame of reference, and New York turns it over. Dylan Malloy, tough start to this game, but a failed clear, it looks like, here for Boston.
It's got me thinking, as shooters get better, the goaltending position is going to have to evolve.
Here's O'Hara being chased. And Montfort, 2 former Bucknell teammates.
Because these guys are so good now as shooters from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 yards that even if you see it, you probably can't save it.
Well, in this situation, it feels like goaltending is lagged behind offensive development.
Well,
There's a select few that stand out, at least at the collegiate ranks.
From the rules to the technology to the officiating,
the advantage is towards
everything
the shooter.
has helped the offensive player.
Here's Challen Rogers. Crowley stuck on D, doing his best. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Rogers. One more to O'Hara. Backside finish for Boston. Shot caught, dwindling down, and the Cannons grab the lead back.
Cal gets to take a look on the video board. Backside, back bay. O'Hara parked in that lower pipe, just puts up the visual target. And how about that pass? I mean, that was a gorgeous assist by Rogers. He's got good size out of Stony Brook, the ability to deal with defensive pressure and keep his eyes up.
As we mentioned, Connor O'Hara playing in only his second MLL game. His dad, BJ, on the other sideline, head coach of the New York Lizards.
1 minute remaining in the quarter. Last
Special
minute of
moment for him.
play.
He wants Connor to have 10 goals, but the Lizards win by 1. Here's Pinnell. Still can't put it past Morocco, who gets a leg on it.
O'Hara was nearly dressed last year for the Denver Outlaws in the championship game in Charleston, South Carolina. But Chris Cloutier able to play with that knee element. Temperature difference between that day and today, at least 40 degrees.
We're not dropping any weight up here as the wind picks up on a brisk first day of June. Doesn't feel like it. Here's Zed Williams. And he rips it past Cal. Boston with back-to-back tallies in the final seconds of the first quarter.
These type of goals are stingers because unanswered points late in quarters make the difference. Rollback, rocker, use the earth, in this case the turf, a wicked bouncer with a little topspin. What was the spin rate on that one?
17%. 16 seconds to play here in quarter number 1. In week 1 of Major League Lacrosse, and Withers wins the clamp but can't win the face. Clock dwindling down, and New York might not get a shot off here. And that one's wide of Morocco, who is...
And judging by the lines in the field, there's everything they play here other than badminton. But the video boards, and later in the show we'll get you a shot, the video boards are a huge upgrade, as are the chairback seating on the near side.
No, it is the perfect size for this sport in this league at the moment, and the fans have come out.
Rock band on concert.
Yeah, I thought it was you too, but it's Joshua Tree too.
What were you saying?
Who needs it?
They were quite good.
So look at last season's goals per game number. New York second in the league with 15, while Boston at the bottom finishing 5 and 9, averaging just 12. Look, it's no secret, rosters very different across the league. There's some continuity for New York when Rob Pinnell and now Dylan Malloy on this side of things. And Boston brought back some, but both are still finding themselves, it's clear.
Chemistry is critical, and Rob Pinnell is the same Rob Pinnell. His teammates just have to play off of him a little better. And then defensively, New York had the worst defense in the league last year. And they're hard to watch at times. While this team may not be as individually...
Kevin Crowley just doing his own work, but
while this
Morocco gets a body on it.
Doesn't have maybe the stars of some past Long Island defenses, New York defenses. What I saw last night was a good start. I thought they were pretty fundamentally sound down low.
And Couts had a solid start, and now he's tested as the scoring continues for Boston. This time it's Cockerton picking up his second of the day.
And as I say that, number 27, Eric Montfort, gets caught ball watching. In Webster's dictionary, when you look up ball watching, this is what you'll see.
Where'd he go?
Head on a swivel. Use that stick as an antenna to feel your attackman. Head on a swivel. See the ball, see your man. See the ball, see your man. See the ball, see your man.
Well, it's also knowing who you're guarding as well. And Mark Cockerton does his damage away from the ball. He's in constant motion and can finish with efficiency. His second of this game, and Boston with an early 3-goal lead here.
Boston Cannons
An offensive player, you always want to be playing your defender.
Here comes Rogers with hesitation, tries to leave it for Jackson.
You know the guys, Evan, that you had to cover who made your life miserable. You couldn't find them. They were never where you thought they were. They're constantly putting you in a bind, in that halfway position.
And you know your night or your day is going to be all about what you do away from the ball as opposed to guarding it, which is what most of us as defenders enjoy. And here comes Will Sands, still looking for his first tally in this game. Had a season cut short with injury last year. Slide comes quick, and O'Hara has to dump it to the corner. Are they calling that a shot? They are. So Count's got to hustle back in. And that's a shot clock violation for Boston, so the defense stands tall after now 3 straight goals for the Cannons. As Sean Quirk looks on his 4th season leading this team.
Let's watch on this defensive possession. Keep your eye on number 12 in blue, Zach Goodrich, rookie out of Towson, National Midfielder of the Year, and the best defensive midfielder in the college game, playing in his first pro game. He's in the slot right now. He's on the crease, 12 in blue.
Here comes Crowley, once again dropping that shoulder, a bouncer off the pipe. That'll reset the shot clock, and Pinnell sets up behind. He has Hooper on him. Moves it to Crowley. Now here's Dylan Malloy. And it's a turnover for Malloy. This offense has nothing right now for New York. Wind picking up here in Quincy.
Is that fog?
It's rolling in. It's ominous.
I didn't check the weather today before I packed.
Neither of us did. Well, we left Baltimore, it was like 80. Here's Denoff uncorking 1 from 2. And Counts there for the stop.
Nice outlet.
Montfort out in transition. Trying to take it himself, but he turns it over. Big hit inside. Followed by a cross check to the chest by Malloy to Jackson. Begley settles things to Pinnell. Hitting, picking up here. Pinnell, that one off the shoulder of Morocco. Zed Williams picks up a loose ball. Second look at this hit. First on Montfort.
To nowhere.
Right into the chest. And then Williams takes a shot. Here comes Jackson out of the box. Hesitation.
Yikes.
Just high.
That's pretty impressive.
Stop, go.
47 in blue, the ball carrier right here. He's sudden.
Second-year midi out of Michigan. Drops it for Rogers, who can't hold on to it. Scrum ball play by Fahey. Excuse me, Kerrigan for New York.
Underrated skill set for a defender.
The gooser.
The
goosing ability.
The kick or the goose.
The self-goose.
Out of traffic.
Always love just yelling goose it. Goose it here.
Keeping it alive for self or teammate.
It's like field hockey. A turnover for New York. Too many men on the offensive end. Here is James Fahey. Leader on the defensive end for Boston. And Zed Williams. He has one in this one. And another one. Trying to catch Count sleeping, but he's all over it. Numbers here for New York. And Begley hustling through, and a bouncer's wide.
Man, he got lit up. Wasn't happy with it. Look at him jawing.
A lot of new faces across these 6 teams in Major League Lacrosse. New rivalries to be built.
It's a great opportunity.
It really is.
When you look at the professional lacrosse world has gone from 9 teams last year, now to 2 leagues, a split. You got 12 teams, so there's more opening. There's opportunity.
And you would hope there'll be names that'll make fans think of them more when you list some of the top players in the league. There's always been that argument that there's not enough room. Well, there's room now.
And, you know, in the past, pedigree often got a guy on a roster because he played at a great college program. And
Crowley continuing to try and dunk inside.
But this
can't even find a window.
This is a meritocracy, okay? If you do get the opportunity and you produce, I guarantee you're going to be dressed the following week. And that's your goal. Evan, that's your goal if you're a middle schooler or a high school. Do enough in practice that the coach would look like a fool not to put you in the starting lineup.
And you mentioned some of the opportunity as we have a flag down, but
too many on D for New York.
More and more Division II, Division III players, and Cockerton makes it 3 in the first half with a bouncer. Mark Cockerton, 60 goals in 2018, picking up right where he left off.
I got him for 3. Jackson picks up the assist. Stood out to me. Schlosser, Zach Currier, the goaltender, Dylan Ward, and then defender Finn Sullivan. And at the end of the day, what I saw in the second half of that game was a great culture. You know, Denver's got a strong culture, and that carried over from seasons past. They're the defending champs. And New York, I thought at critical moments kind of lacked leadership. They're looking around. You know, what's their identity?
Well, I think that's what we're going to see early in this season is that teams like Denver, Chesapeake, even Boston to a degree, where there hasn't been as much change, maybe front office, coaching staff, they may benefit as the rosters continue to work themselves out here after what was a volatile offseason.
Mikey Schlosser, Currier, again, guys who have been there, done that. Really, they're down at halftime 5-3 and not playing well. And again, the Outlaws have a super strong culture. They have a wonderful ownership.
But it is interesting they lost their head coach. I mean, B.J. O'Hara is here in New York, so some of that got affected.
I think it gets passed on along from the players.
And New York finally gets something going here as Pinnell set up shop behind and finds Nicky Galasso for the finish. And New York picks up their first goal since midpoint of the first quarter.
A good sign. Coming off the timeout and the stoppage. Look, Nicky Galasso is a chameleon in his ability to do a lot of different things. Remember in high school, he was the quarterback. In college, he became a little more of a winger. Then they moved him to midfield now as a pro, and he's playing without the ball, energetically working hard to get it. I give Nicky Galasso a lot of credit. You think about the arc of his career.
5th year at a UNC, went undrafted in 2015, didn't play in many games, just 3 last season.
Injury issues, you know, started his career at Syracuse, Long Island product, set all sorts of records, highly hyped. It hasn't come easy for Nicky, but I give him credit. He's still in the game and playing well.
And here's Begley, who's just got wheels for days.
The New York Blizzards goal
It's
was
Mark
scored by
Matthews who looks to skip it up top to Corcoran.
assisted by number 3, Rob Pinnell. It's out of the goal, 5:01.
Back-to-back possessions here for New York as they try and cut into this lead. Boston at one point up 5-1. Pinnell and Hooper. It's been a matchup all day long. Slide comes quick. Now surveys.
Dylan Malloy's behind the goal, 10 yards back there, covered by nobody. And so effectively you can double Pinnell and still have everyone covered.
Pinnell's got a short stick, but not much on that shot. Easy save for Morocco. What was one of the things that B.J. O'Hara told us before this game? He wanted more balance offensively, not in terms of scoring necessarily, but where guys were on the field.
Well, yeah, he's got the backup there, but his defender is sitting beyond goal line extended in a help position inside, and Malloy is of no threat. He is not keeping his defender occupied. Seems to be a common theme tonight.
Jackson assisted on the last goal to Cockerton. He's got it now. Back up to Cockerton. Just getting hatcheted by defenders. This is Sands. Still looking for his point in this one. Shot clock at 5. Skip pass inside. What a finish from Cockerton. Snags it out of midair and puts it in. Mark Cockerton putting on a show.
He's got 4. Sands will pick up the assist, but watch this brilliant catch. I mean, this is airmailed. It's over his head, and somehow he catches it. Covered, running out of angle, body control, hand-eye coordination. Having a night.
7th season out of UVA, as we mentioned, spent time with the Rattlers, the Machine, Boston Cannons. At times was playing at an all-star level. Lost his role with the Machine when they brought in a bunch of talent.
Boston Cannons goal scored by
always
number
found a way
41,
to
Mark
put the ball in the back of the net,
Cockerton.
which will keep you employed in this league.
Unassisted at 4:09. That is Cockerton at 4:09 unassisted.
So a 4-goal lead, cut to 3. Off a nice dodge and finish from Kevin McNally, second-year midi out of Mercy. Had a goal last night and keeps Boston from running away with this.
McNally strikes me from watching him last night and tonight, a guy who, when given space, has got good wheels, keeps that in his left hand, down the alley. Your speed enables you to clear that man, and you can keep it in your left hand. No help defensively for Boston. Pennell does a good job of backing his guy off the goal line extended.
Boston dressing 2 face-off men tonight, Withers and Reisman.
They hope
Just
that,
no Iraq for New York.
and they hope that pays off as they can try to wear down Rack. Last night it was Piskoljan facing off.
Goodrich
The New
picks
York
up his
Wizards
first
goal.
the ball. The rookie top pick out of Towson University.
This game will be a little bit of an eye-opener for any rookie. Just the size and speed of these pro athletes.
And what you think is good defense at the collegiate level is a hands-free goal for a lot of these guys. The range is different. Here's Zed Williams playing the 2-man game with Rogers. Romano cross-checking his shoulder. He bounces one around him. Using Romano as a screen, sneaks it past Cout. And Williams picks up his second. Boston back up 4.
If you can't see it, you can't save it. What Zed Williams does extremely well is his release point is hidden. His shot's not about velocity. It's about 2 things: the deception of release, the screen, and the location.
I just love how comfortable a guy like Zed Williams and a lot of the box players are with contact. I mean, Romano is cross-checking his arm to death, and he's almost using it as a way to rhythmically get him into his shooting motion.
You can hammer his arm right there.
Enjoy it.
Steps back. It creates separation for him.
And his feet never stop, so as a defender, you're frozen. You don't know where he's going.
Yeah, you're better off not checking him, because any push.
Well, that's where just a stick to the gloves is more of a nag than a cross check. They'll take that. And a back check, and Kerrigan with a nice takeaway for New York.
and good handle out of traffic. He comes up with his eyes up and then peels away, circles back defensively for the crossfield outlet.
Third-year defender out of Loyola. An example of a player that's getting more opportunity now with some holes in the defensive end for New York.
Different stages of development, you know, Evan, guys who improve a lot in high school, then guys who go to college, maybe improve a lot in college. And then how many pros do we see come in and improve a lot as a pro? Like, turning 22 or 23 doesn't mean that your improvement is done.
Begley with a burst and finish. Scoring picking up here in the final 2 minutes of this second quarter as we go back and forth, and this is Begley's first of the day.
All of a sudden, Lizard ball carriers able to run by their man. First it was McNally, and then Begley right-handed right down Connecticut Avenue there. Is that a street?
It often is. I think you're safe. We got the mayor coming up here, so he'll let us know what the main street in Quincy is.
Hey, Mayor, what's the main street here in Quincy? Hancock Street.
Right down Hancock Street. I like that.
The New York Lizards score.
Thomas Cook going to join us here at halftime as they debut a new look Memorial Stadium. Minute to play here in the second quarter. Week 1 in Major League Lacrosse as the New York Lizards playing their second game in as many days. Coming up at the half, as we mentioned, Thomas Cook, mayor of Quincy, Massachusetts, hometown now of the Boston Cannons, will join us. 30 on the shot clock for Pinnell. Has a short stick matchup. It's Bertram's. He's sending everyone away. Still looking for his first goal of the game. First goal of the season. Slide comes quick. Shovel pass to Crowley for the finish. Gorgeous feed from Pinnell.
Wow, this is special. Pinnell picks up the assist, and this is just destruction behind the net. The ability to cut and explode and be creative with her eyes up. He's got 2 on him, wheeling back and forth, stutter step, one-handed lefty across the middle of the field, and Crowley bags that. That's a critical goal with 14.1 to go for New York.
And it's one of those situations, Q, where the lack of pace on the pass actually makes it better for the shooter. He catches it in that crow hop and is able to fire it. Back-to-back goals for the first time today for New York, and they cut this lead to 2 with 5 seconds to play.
Time of the goal, 14 seconds.
And that should do it for the first half as Boston takes a heave from half field. Scoring, picking up in the second quarter.
And that is the end of
8
the
goals
second quarter of play.
with New York closing out with 2 straight.
The New York Lizards
Boston,
5,
thanks to 4 goals from Mark Cockerton, with the
7.
7-5 lead here as we get set for halftime in Quincy.
Crowd was here early, rocking to the band and climbing the rock wall. They had all sorts of youth games going on. Terrific snacks. They're lined up at the Pizza Shack off to our left. And Cockerton's been outstanding.
Cannons head coach Sean Quirk getting set to join us, donning the headset. And Sean, first game of the year always has a lot of jitters, a lot of anxiety. How do you feel? What do you feel about how your team managed the first 2 quarters?
Yeah, you know, I think defensively we're doing a good job containing that attack for the most part. You know, Rob's doing a really good job of feeding right now. We just got to continue to play good team defense, really tighten up, play a little bit smarter down at that end. Offensively, I'm happy with how we're moving the ball. You know, that's something that we've worked on a lot through training camp. Those guys are sharing it, playing really unselfish. We just got to keep pushing.
What is the biggest reason behind Mark Cockerton's success this evening?
You know, he's getting open to that 5-and-5 spot where he feels so comfortable. He's getting his hands free. Guys are certainly drawing slides for them when Sands particularly is behind, controlling that offense, and Sands doing Cockerton's doing a really good job finishing.
Sean, thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
Noah Rack and Jake Withers back at the X. Rack going up against Reisman and Withers. One more, the face-off shot to the head.
That's got to be at least a minute non-releasable, if not 2.
Getting to his feet is Reisman. So Withers started the game. Reisman getting the first face-off of this second half, and he is slow to make it to the sideline. So a flag is down, delayed penalty for Boston, and they can settle into this possession with about 30 on the shot clock. Here's Will Sands. Cutter is Rogers around the world, stopped by Cal. As we wait for the call.
They're going to talk this one over.
White 65 is a cross check. Head contact, 2 minutes full-time service.
Wow, no parole, 2 minutes full-time serve. Lock him up for good.
You can see Reisman on the sideline being evaluated by the athletic trainers.
I like that. You know,
It sets a tone early in the season.
lacrosse is going to be a contact sport. It's a physical sport, but we've got, as a sport, we've got to protect the head and neck areas.
It's our first 6-on-5 for Boston in this game. Extended, 2 minutes unreleasable, so even with a goal, they will stay with the man advantage. Up top to Williams, over to Rogers. This is Sands. Jackson looking for Cockerton. O'Hara on that backside pipe. Cockerton lets it fly. Bouncing it off that far side pipe for his 5th goal of the game.
Non-releasable. This will be a man-up face-off. We had a good view because Cockerton was right in line with our eyes and the corner. Now he's got the ability in his shooting stroke to appear as if he's shooting in one area, but the ball comes out into another. You see the way he kind of pushes that at the last second, Evan? That's a sidearm stroke that you think as a goalie, he's gonna lift this. He's gonna go low to high. And at the last second, he just pushes it and rips that one off the turf and off the iron and in.
Kyle Jackson, 47 of blue, deserves some credit too. That's a nice slip screen, a little pick that gave Cockerton that time and room. And they get to play some make-it-take-it lacrosse here. A win by Withers at the X. Reisman banged up. So it's still 6-on-5 lacrosse here for the next minute 10. Rogers back to Jackson. Skip pass inside of Cockerton's knocked down. Jackson with the loose pill.
Boston
Pass too high for Sands.
goal, a man-up goal, scored by number 41, Mark Cockerton.
I like Jackson's game.
28, Zed Williams.
He reminds me of a
13-49.
kind of like a Joel Tinney type player
From Williams.
It has a Canadian feel, but
with a little more quickness.
game built in Ohio. Turnover, sloppy play by New York. They clear it to Sands.
That's just putting too much pressure on your defense.
You finally make a stop on the 6-on-5. 20 seconds on the penalty. Timeout on the field by Sean Quirk. He's pointing to the other end here. 15 on the shot clock. He may want to add a little time to that.
He's going for the kill here because, you know, with the extra man, the timeout saves substitution time.
Less timeouts this year. The coaches in Major League Lacrosse.
Play.
5 seconds on this 6-on-5 for Boston. Jackson to Rogers. Count with the stop. Quick outlet to Begley. Welcome back to Quincy. New York in transition. Begley with a bouncer high. And New York's able to survive the 6-on-5 for 2 minutes, surrendering just 1 goal. So it's 8-5 Cannons, and the Lizards are still scoreless in this 3rd quarter. Begley, one more to Matthews. That shot's wide. The shooting continues to struggle for New York. Can't ask for a better look than that. Hooper slips. Pennell makes him pay. Rob Pennell finally with his first goal of 2019.
78 points a year ago, league MVP. Held to 2 assists last night, but 1 false step by Hooper, and Pennell capitalizes. The defender's got to navigate over the back of that goal with the netting. When I was coaching the high school level, we had a good X-attack, but I would always string those nets up super tight.
It does. It makes you have to jump over it more.
Big difference, isn't it?
As a defender. And it's the most vulnerable feeling when you fall because of that net. And here's Rack just pushing it forward to himself. Malloy, can he make it back-to-back for New York? He loses it inside. Morocco's there. Pennell hounding his bottom glove. Morocco clears it himself. No outlet for the netminder. Sees a trailer, look out! Cockerton there for the loose ball as the fog settles in. Flag down.
Morocco got pummeled after he made that pass.
Whistle. Second look here is Morocco.
Through the fog.
Unterstein.
Unterstein with a vicious cross-check to the head.
To the face.
You know, you're not going to get away with that, young man, right in front of the ref. That should be multiple minutes as well.
65 is a cross-check for 1 minute.
Oh, he gets off easy.
The Untersteins have built a reputation in this league for their physical play, and now this defense is going to be man down once again for a minute. Dealt with a 2-minute non-releasable, gave up 1 goal, a Cockerton finish, and now Unterstein back in the box. Intensity picking up here as the Cannons look for win number 1, and New York trying to avoid 0-2 to start the season. Williams, that shot rips off the backboard.
You think the fog rolling in off the water has anything to do with the high hits?
It's got me a little jacked up here. Might be because I'm cold too. Williams shot stopped by Kaut. Rogers there for the rebound. Behind the back to Cockerton off the pipe.
This franchise debuted in Lowell, Mass, way back when. And lightning used to be the issue at that place. It's like weekly rain delays.
It may still be. Sands surveys. Bouncer to Cockerton. Jackson over to Rogers. Penalty about to be released. O'Hara can't hold on to it. Outlet to Malloy. Runs under it. Fahey puts a shoulder into him. Malloy still can't find the net.
Malloy must be covered with welts after games.
It does seem inhumane, the amount of beatings he takes. Sommerfeld's been quiet. Gets a run here. Rogers stuck on defense. Matthews skip to Begley. Vision could be a challenge in this fog. Not your normal climate here as you get a look at what we're dealing with up above as the fog comes off the creek to the rear or east of the field here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
The ocean's out in that direction.
Got Magellan up here with me, checking the nautical miles.
59 degrees, winds out of the south, 10 miles an hour. Feels like
I'd say it feels like 50.
50.
I'm worried about Quinn's blood circulation in his hand. Then it affects his brain. Romano off the crossbar.
Locals, and the locals are here in like t-shirts and
Yeah.
shorts. I've never seen anything like it. My teeth are chattering.
These Baltimore boys are struggling. But this game's keeping us alive here. About 8 minutes to play in this third quarter. Major League Lacrosse back. Week 1. Lizards and Cannons. McNally loses it. Rylan Reese. Looking like a young Brody Merrill at midfield. Trying to goose it. Nobody can pick it up. Scooten goes body over ball. There's Reese.
How about that?
Nice ground ball and traffic. Skies out, thighs out. And here's Sands to settle things down.
Rylan can wear 17.
It's a lot to live up to. But he's got the game, it appears.
He was on Team Canada last summer in Netanya, wasn't he?
You would know.
I ate so much hummus on that trip, I don't remember anything.
Here's Denoff. Skipping it to Cockerton. Got 5 goals in his 2019 debut. Feeds it inside to O'Hara. Counts with the timely save.
For as much as Boston has kind of dominated the flow of play, the game is going to be decided here shortly. You wonder about New York's fitness and cardio, but having to play that game last night doesn't seem like it's any factor right now. It's a cool evening, and they look fresh.
And here's Malloy continuing to just back down and finally rings it. Drops his stick head low and rips the corner.
It's a 4-1 run by the New York Saints, also known as the Lizards. Malloy scores unassisted. Watch him lean in. He's been setting this up all day long. I mean, there's just nothing bashful about it. That is a smash mouth power dodge like they don't teach. It's a meathead dodge. You just lean in, run the guy over until you stop momentum. You shoot off his shoulder and you turn the rake.
Dylan Malloy, his first goal of the game, had 1 last night on 9 shots. Top pick by the Florida Launch 2 years ago. 3rd year in the league. Back home on the island playing for the Lizards.
Tewaaraton Trophy winner. Led Brown to championship weekend for then coach Lars Tiffany. Moved on to Virginia and won the title in his 3rd year in Charlottesville.
Surprise you if I told you at the beginning of the year that Virginia was national champ?
Yeah.
Felt like a year early, right? Or a couple years
Yes, it did feel like a year early. But their young guys came along. Their defense kept getting better and better.
I thought Saustad in that championship game was
It's 6 grounders.
unbelievable.
6 grounders.
Totally wiped Morrill out of the game. Mark Cockerton, as you can see, just a goal scorer. Last season averaging a little over 4 goals per game. Already has 5 in this one. 7 years in Major League Lacrosse, a number of organizations,
yeah.
and he appears
every
to.
year. And his skill set seems to be growing. I mean, this was a guy in college who's kind of known as a one-dimensional wing shooter. He could go to the goal every now and then. It was good in the 2-man game, but now it's a little bit of everything. She's confident, how calm he is, how cool.
Sean Quirk mentioning this offense is predicated off of ball movement, and you've seen that. And Cockerton's been the benefactor. And it's been a back-and-forth battle at the X. Noah Rack, Kevin Reisman, good to see him back on the field. Took a shot to the head. He's been the primary face-off man for Boston. Jake Withers has gotten a couple of draws. The Cannons now. This lead cut to 1. It's been all Lizards for the most part. And Sands has been quiet. Season cut short last year due to injury. At 17 points in 5 games, but then lost for the season. This is Zed Williams. Rogers, skip pass. Right on the doorstep, Sands can't finish. Faked himself out of an angle.
That hard defensive check is such a deterrent there.
But a careless feed in the clear and a turnover for New York.
That stings. New York on a 4-1 run, a 5-2 run. Trailed 5-1, and since that point, they've been the better team.
It's felt like Boston's had the ball for most of this third quarter, had that 2-minute non-releasable, another minute penalty, but to your point, New York's been able to fill up the score sheet. Here's Denoff. Haven't called his name much in this game. Key, former All-Star midfielder for the Cannons. Rogers gets a step and gets a goal. Challen Rogers with his first of the game.
This is the first 6-on-6 goal of the quarter for Boston. That's a tough defensive slide. And you see Austin Kaut, the goalie for the Lizards, is upset because the hot man initially was the high crease, but by the time the Dodger got behind him, he's almost like sliding down. You got to pass off that backup responsibility from the high slot to the low slot.
Slide angle so key on wing dodges, and Rogers
Boston Cannons goal scored by number 23.
finish in traffic. Fourth-year mid of Stony Brook,
Unassisted
British
and
Columbia
4
native. A lot of
differences.
Canadians, obviously, across the game, but a few here for Boston that play well together. Rogers, Williams of that indoor game. Obviously, Cockerton.
That last goal is an example of when the Dodger starts his move, there's a player who's hot. Okay, Evan, you're going. But as he carries, all of a sudden that role changes, and they've got to communicate and change responsibilities.
That's a push with possession, but no flag. Begley's just beating on the back of Denoff. Physicality picking up here with 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Unterstein over the head. Kaut gets a leg on it. Sands there for the backup. Denoff. Oh, met by Kaut. Well timed. Kaut's been good.
Kaut was good last night.
He's kept this game close because Boston's dominated time of possession. New York needs a possession here just to give their defense a breather.
Anticipation, left side of your screen. Level change foiled.
Matthews has one goal in this game. Couple good looks, skip pass, too hot for Malloy. This attack still figuring it out. Matthews really shoots those passes.
Doesn't he? It's the second time today he's rifled one out of bounds. I had an old coach used to talk about a pass. What's a good pass? The definition of a good pass. What's the definition of a good pass?
One that a guy catches?
A good pass gets caught. That's all he used to say. Throw a good pass. What's a good pass, coach? A good pass gets caught.
And I think the point to that also is know who you're passing it to. Cockerton, we've seen in this game, you can throw it anywhere in his general vicinity. Catch radius, strong. Here's Malloy, looking for that barrel of steam. Shoulder, weight room, goal! Wow!
He's got back-to-back goals in similar fashions. Again, head of steam.
James Fahey, we apologize.
At no camp this summer will they teach 8, 9, and 10-year-old
The Malloy dodge?
That dodge. And right now he's saying, yeah, man, you got to get in the weight room. You got to get in the squat rack if you're going to deal with this.
Man. Don't try this at home.
So what do you do as a defender there, Evan?
The New York Lizards goal.
When Evan Malloy...
Well, if the first time it happens, you just eat it and you swallow your pride.
You can't submarine him and take out his legs.
You could do use their momentum against him, and if he's going to go full shoulder, you kind of turn your hips and push against it.
Do you point your stick at him? Does that help or not?
And just stab him?
Yeah.
I think at this point, anything's worth a try. Truly what you need to do is recognize in transition, don't allow him to catch it with a head of steam. Be in his gloves as he catches it.
Yeah, pushing it.
So he doesn't have that momentum that he's able to build up. It's like a bowling ball.
And you're a stationary target.
Exactly. So 9-8 Boston. New York's been behind this entire game. Denoff can't put it past count. Falls in the crease. Lizards ball. One minute to play here in the third quarter.
In the quarter, last minute of play.
Boston led as much as 5-1 early in this game, but New York has fought back. Actually, in large part to the play of Austin Count and Cage. Some strong defense at times, face-offs, and some goal runs here. The latest by Malloy. Here's Lacasio up top to Matthews. One more. The bouncers just wide by Van Bargen. 15 on the shot clock for Pinnell. Gets to that 5-5. Bouncer deflected by Morocco. Fahey with a nice ground ball. Under 10 seconds to play. Slash, but no flag. 2 seconds. Need to get a shot off, and they won't. So they get to play the game, but at the moment, the Cannons own the scoreboard, and Kevin Reisman's been strong at the X here in the second half.
So get out and play Malloy and don't allow him to get that.
And it's difficult because in a fast break situation, if you're the point man, which is where Malloy is, you've got to hedge and you've got to be ready to slide and then recover. But
you can't treat him like a bull. You can't be a bullfighter and Olay.
You could Olay him because he's putting so much of his shoulder into you that it's one of those, yeah, his momentum could take him to the turf. And Cockerton gets number 6. 6 goals for Mark Cockerton, and that seemed like a soft one.
This one was from range. Sneaks through. Looked like Cav got a piece of this, a chunk. 2-man game, they set the pick, changes the matchup, not sure. Look at
It's one of those, he's pointing at his defenders, but he knows he probably should have had that one.
We don't teach that at goalie camp. You got to accept, eventually somewhere along the line you have to accept the responsibility of giving up the goal, and then maybe when the game's over, talk it over.
Boston Cannons.
Your body language as a goalie is really important.
Do you have a body language station at the Quinn Kesnick goalie camp this week?
Absolutely. We got a my fault station. I'll get the next one.
my bad. The tap your chest station.
How to turn.
That's on me.
How not to get your helmet stuck in the netting when you're fishing it out for the ref.
It's a full service academy.
The little thing.
Go online to sign up or donate. Here's Kyle Jackson. He's got a solid game. Romano all over him. Behind the Sands, who's had Ben Randall pretty much take him out of this game. The defender at Ohio State, second-year man, has been really strong behind on Will Sands. Zed Williams with under 10 on the shot clock. Backing down on Begley. There's Kaut with the quality stop.
You mentioned Ben Randall's name. We didn't mention him last night. Joe Beninati, who called the game with me last night, loves Randall.
Big fan.
And I'm guessing because we're not calling his name much that he's playing really well.
And we haven't called Will Sands' name very much, and he's been guarding Will Sands for much of this game. Crowley's been quiet as well. Had a goal early in this one off a feed from Pinnell, but not much since. New York playing with a sense of urgency here, not wanting to start the 2019 season 0-2. Matthews turns it over.
That's a two-man game into a triple team. Pinnell's standing behind the goal wide open, but his man comes upfield and gets involved in the action. Ooh!
Plays away. Rylan Reese took a shot from Begley. He's on his knees right now.
Begley's on a mission.
Begley is playing with some fire. Reese slowly making his way to the sideline. Malloy, that shot's deflected by Morocco. New shot clock for Pinnell. Skip pass back to Malloy. This time it's Pugel. The slide comes. Scooten brings it. Body's flying. Matthews up top. Shots wide by McNally. Fog rolling in. The hits follow. Something in the air. You been watching Chernobyl on HBO? It's scary. Here's Pinnell.
I just started Game of Thrones last week.
Of course you did.
Season 1, I'm up to show 3.
You can always count on Q to be right on top of what's relevant.
But other people in my house are watching Chernobyl, and it's disturbing.
It's disturbing. And a bouncer, disturbing for Malloy. That's 3 in a row for Dylan Malloy. And New York hanging around.
Leaning in right-handed, dealing with a double team, spinning to his left, and then talking smack to some young fans on the far side.
So Dylan Malloy's woken up. This three-headed monster for New York at attack. It's been a slow build for Malloy. Locked in as these two face-off men, Rack and Reisman, battling for it, and Rack gets it for New York as they try and tie this up. Boston's led the entire way as we head towards 10 minutes to play here in this third quarter. That ball will trickle out of bounds as Matthews can't corral a bad pass.
Malloy, unassisted at 11:04.
Ooh, they're offsides.
And there's the flag.
They're offsides. Boston is offsides. Count them, Evan. They got the blue jerseys.
Did both teams go? Because Malloy then left and went over as well.
Boston was 100% offsides.
Officials tonight.
I don't know if New York was, but I know that Boston was.
So while we have a second, how are you enjoying your start to Game of Thrones? Has it captured you out of the gate, or is it a slow build?
It's a slow build. I
is.
like the way they recap. I like the way they don't give you all the information, so you find yourself like names in the first episode. Like you don't.
Oh, names is going to be a problem throughout 8 seasons. I wouldn't get bogged down on that.
They don't formally introduce characters.
And then you won't see them for like 3 episodes, and then they come back.
It's like calling a game with a rookie play-by-play guy. They don't
Yeah.
formally introduce characters.
Or you get the 58, you get the blood jersey out there.
Yeah. Who's 58? Oh, you'll find out season 3.
Season
3.
He's the one with the dragons. You don't know about the dragons.
There's some foreshadowing here. Randall's playing down low today.
So it looks like they picked up the flag because we're playing 6-on-6 at the moment. And a finish inside from Connor O'Hara off a feed from Williams. So son making dad's life miserable here as he extends Boston's lead to 2.
Cockerton's got 6, O'Hara's got 2. Double team, Williams capitalizes on it. And what O'Hara does so well there is he keeps moving upfield. The defense tries to bump. You know, they bump a notch upfield, but O'Hara gets top side.
That's another station at your goalie camp to bring it in because we're not sliding correctly. Look.
Celebrations are
Boston
mandatory.
Cannon's goal was scored by number 88, Connor O'Hara.
I love it.
Assisted by number 28, Zed Williams. The time of the goal, 9:57.
So 9:30 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Williams
Boston
at
Cannons,
9:57.
their season opener here at home at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, Mass. Home of the Cannons for the foreseeable future. Gorgeous new stadium upgrades as Zed Williams now tries to make it back-to-back points, assisting on the last one. Shovels it to Rogers. Wow, Rogers. Nobody, no problem.
Two-man game on the wing. Williams with the flip pass, able to dodge the sloppy approach and finish while falling.
So it's a 10-9 game, early portions of this fourth quarter. But back-to-back goals from Boston has extended the lead back out to 3. Cannons have led from the start of this one. Rack, though, with a fast break. Malloy trying to make it 4 goals, but Morocco with
Boston
the key
Cannons
save.
goal was scored
And here
by
comes
number
Fahey.
23,
And Scoot.
Rogers. The time of the goal, 9:05.
No 2-point goals yet in this game. You didn't see any last night in New York.
No, 16 yards.
The 2 does make every lead vulnerable. Williams, though, is a behind the back to Jackson from Cockerton. Can't connect. Here comes New York. I don't think of New York having many players with range right now. Maybe Matthews or Crowley. This is Kevin McNally. $20 on the shot clock for New York. Sommerfeld draws the slide. McNally, nothing on him. Easy stop for Morocco. And Boston's regained control of this game on both ends. Shot in transition, goal. Tim Edwards to Zach Goodrich, the rookie, picks up his first career goal. Late afternoon, early evening, fog settling in here as the Cannons and Lizards meet at the X. It's Reisman that's able to shovel that one out, and Reese with the ground ball, and Cannons controlling things here from start to finish, have led the entire game. New York cut it to 1, but 3 straight from the Cannons have them with the 4-goal lead here with under 7 minutes to play.
16-game regular season. Every game matters. We've got 6 teams this summer in Major League Lacrosse. And today has been really a day, community. Just the word community. This Cannon team is a member of this community here. They've put down the roots, and the people have come out to celebrate this day.
$1.5 million in renovations done to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Nice little jumbotron. Added some seats here in the stadium. Crowley keeps it in transition and dunks it over Morocco. What a play by Kevin Crowley. New York will not go away.
The awareness of a veteran like Crowley. My only question, Evan, is this withholding? Does he put this ball on his chest?
21 streaking from the left side of your screen.
21. No, oh, absolutely not. I thought he might have tucked that on his chest. He just managed to back through traffic.
Kind of uses his big body to
as a shield.
Protect. And then the presence to finish. Got a challenge here. Each head coach does have a red challenge flag. You'd have to imagine possibly seeing the same thing you thought you saw in real time. Didn't appear that he stepped anywhere near the crease.
The call on the field, which is a goal and a challenge issued by the Kings.
But the officials were put on the headset here and take a view of things. Check comes down. Crowley. Pretty clear to me that that's a goal and a legal play through traffic.
Every day of the week.
Couple of views here from our crew.
I like the challenge system in Major League Lacrosse. Ball hits the post and comes down in the goal.
Nearly hits
out. You can actually
the water bottle.
ripple the net.
Yep.
That's clearly a goal. What do you think about video replay at the college level in the NCAA tournament?
I think it's a must.
And what should be reviewable and how?
I think all goals should be reviewable.
Oh, by a third party or by a coach's challenge or by the refs if they have a question?
I would think that the way they use it for college basketball would work. I'm not sure the exact specifications on how many a challenge is or how a ref or a head coach can ask an official for a second look. But look, it's all about just making sure the obvious is taken care of. This to me was a bad challenge because it was pretty clear that it was a goal. But
so if you were commissioner of the league, would you fine him for a bad challenge?
No, that's why he has him. He lost it, so if something were to come up, he would no longer have the ability to challenge.
Gives his team a break.
This weather, I don't think you need one. Man. So back at the X here for Reisman and Rack.
Was unsuccessful.
Rack wins it. Ground ball in traffic, and B.J. O'Hara taking a quick timeout. Really valuing this possession here with 6 minutes to play. Down 3.
Tons of time.
Timeout of the field called by New York.
But possession importance for Coach O'Hara now, who's 0-1 after last night's home loss to Denver. You'd hate to leave this opening weekend at 0-2. Tomorrow there's 2 games in Major League Lacrosse, 2 good ones. Get to see the Chesapeake Bay Hawks and the Dallas Rattlers open up action, and Denver and Atlanta. What do you got tomorrow, Evan?
I'll be calling the Chesapeake-Dallas game. As we take a look at the setting here, and Quincy along with the top goal scorers for the Boston Cannons. Mark Cockerton coming off a 60-goal season with 6 here in game number 1. Second-year attackman Connor O'Hara playing in just his second MLL game with 2 goals. Zed Williams, Challen Rogers, and the rookie Zach Goodrich also getting in the act. But it's been Cockerton, Quint, who's really kind of grabbed control of this offense and this team. As we mentioned, Cockerton's a name we've known, but his star power could rise here with some more opportunities.
And his game continues to grow. I thought in college, he's a lot stronger now than he was in college. You know, his ability to deal with defenders and rub off approaches, to deal with checks to the shoulder and still generate quality shots on the goal. It kind of stands out. You know, he's bigger, he's just stronger, more confident. And he's gone from being labeled as just kind of a wing shooter to doing a ton of things now.
Savvy. Different release points and deliveries.
Okay, you got to clear this first.
Begley's been really the Energizer Bunny for New York for much of this game. There's Randall. And you have to imagine it's Rob Pennell time in some form or fashion here.
Very quiet.
Down 3 with 5:30 to play.
He's been a spectator. Their offense has been a two-man game from the wing.
J.D. Recker gets a step, backside of the net. So a failed possession after a timeout. Pennell doesn't touch the ball, nor does Malloy. And now Boston can play with the clock a little bit as well. Really utilize the 60-second shot clock to their advantage and manage away this game. As Goodrich, fresh off his first professional goal, stays on the offensive end.
They got too many men on the field. Boston does on offense. Count them.
The officials haven't seen it yet, nor is the New York sideline.
They have 7 guys on offense.
And there's the whistle.
Too many men.
And here's New York in transition. And they will go and go quickly. Here's Begley, hesitation, bouncer wide.
They had too many men. There should have been a flag dropped.
And here's Rob Pennell. Subs coming in. He's got Hooper on him. Pennell with the wraparound. Morocco may have gotten a piece of it. New 60 for Sommerfeld. Pennell uses the screen and scores. They may call it a moving pick, though. Goal is good. Flag will be picked up. Called interference on Boston.
Wow, I thought they get away with a moving pick here. Watch 9. Oh,
no, he's
good
pushed
call.
into him by
Great
Bertram's.
call. Great officials. And I love the two-man pick action for that man, Rob Pennell. Not done yet tonight. I had a feeling Rob was going to turn it up a notch. Still getting the feel.
Playing with a lot of patience. And I think the expectation with what was lost on this New York roster was that Pennell was going to have to score 100 goals.
New York, number 3.
Well,
He's really let this attack unit try and find their sea legs as a unit, and not just with him taking it all.
I love the two-man game. But who's going to set him? You know, Malloy's not a pick-and-roll guy. Matthews could be that guy. But it's probably going to be a midi, a big little pick.
Here's Pennell, draws 2, 1 more to Sommerfeld. Shots wide. So there is a 2-point arc, as we know. It's one of those lines, the large arc there on your screen. 16 yards out. We've had none even attempted in this game, but it's there for New York if they want it. They can't connect behind. It's a turnover for New York as Recker looks for Pennell. Here's another clear opportunity for Boston. So another opportunity here for New York as time starts to dwindle down. 2:40 to play. Down 2. As we've mentioned a number of times, back-to-back games for the Lizards out of the gate. Here's Dylan Malloy using his body inside, but the shot goes wide. Pennell with a head of steam from the corner. Question mark above the cage.
Good poke as he turned by Hooper, 55 in blue.
This is Sommerfeld behind with Pennell. Pennell calls for it. This is the combo that led to the last goal. A lot of Men behind with 6 on the shot clock. Pennell gets inside. Did that go in? They call a crease violation. That nearly crossed the goal line, Q.
Bounced and hit off the pipe.
That might be worth challenging if you're B.J. O'Hara.
Trouble, trouble.
Clearing's an adventure here for Boston. 1:20 to play. Another look here for Pennell. Do we see that net move at all? Tough to see from that angle.
And Fisher's got a great angle. Look at that. I mean, he's right there, goal line extended, straddles it. He's 3 yards away. He put himself in position to make the right call.
Williams turns it over, so there's a chance here and plenty of time for New York. But they need to score, and they do! Nicky Galasso with a howitzer. Right through the stick of Morocco, and it's a 1-goal game.
Tons of time. Stunned silence in Quincy. Crowley and Galasso just lets it rip from the wing, but I go back to that Boston possession. You should be in all-out stall mode, circling the wagons and killing the entire 60-second shot clock. Now a very important face-off where wing play, preventing transition if you're Boston Cannon.
Shot clock is turned off. Noah Rack pushes it forward to himself. Malloy. Spring with it.
Time of the goal, 59 seconds.
And a timeout by B.J. O'Hara.
I tell you, Boston nearly just gave the game to New York. And a face-off with 59 to go, as a wing player, you need somebody hustling to the hole. New York popped it for a clear, fast break.
And if that's a clear exchange or a clean exchange with Spring, that's a really quality look here. So 47 to play, shot clock's off. How do you want to run this possession, Q? Second look here at this Galasso goal.
You'll get a ground level view of Nicky's goal. Look, he presents a target. Look at his feet. His heels are to the sideline.
That's power over
Location,
anything.
Velocity, wonderful technique. Well, now you want to run the ball through Pennell. The question is, who do you want to drag back there to set him a pick? You know, last night they did a wonderful play where they started on this near wing. They ran through X, and while that was happening, Mark Matthews curled left-handed around a screen inside. So Pennell then fed Matthews cutting left-handed. I can draw it for you here.
Yeah, got John Madden up here. And then you got an offensive lineman, boom!
Pennell goes this way. There's a screen set here. And then Matthews cuts this way.
Maybe listening to BJ, see if he's drawn up the same play. Maybe we can actually see his.
It actually worked last night, and Ward made the save.
See Matthews there.
Oh, he's the
actively involved.
He's going to be the off-ball guy. Now, what do you do if you're Boston? Do you press out? Do you pack it in?
I think you just have to have your pick discipline understood heading into this. We're switching everything. I would switch everything off and on ball. And you just understand that Matthews is going to be involved in some action away, so don't get caught in the wash. Here's Hooper on Pennell. Pick coming from Sommerfeld. Hooper slips, tries to get through. Inside for Matthews.
That was the play.
Of course it was. They can't connect though. Matthews with a great look inside, and the shot goes wide.
How did he miss that? Drew it up.
Dream look for New York.
You got to press down right now.
They can't finish. They need the 10-man.
Yeah, they got to go 10-man right here.
Shot clock is off.
You got to roll up the field.
Morocco can leg this out. Finds Goodrich, who loses it. The rookie loses it at midfield. 18 seconds. Kerrigan with the ground ball. They've got to get it to the offensive zone. 10 seconds to play. Malloy loses control. 6 seconds. 4. Romano inside. Pass goes wide, and that will do it. Wild minute of action to finish this one, and the Cannons hold on for their first win of the season.
Tigers game with the final score, the New York Lizards 12, your Boston Cannons 13.
They led from start to finish, Quentin. New York had a chance to finally tie this game back up, but Mark Matthews can't finish inside.
Lizards made a run to cut it to 10-9. Boston took a 13-9 lead with O'Hara, Rogers, and Goodrich. And then the Lizards rally falls short.